So hi, hello, very good afternoon. Once again, welcome back to the session, everyone. So in this session, it's going to be the part two of simple and component interest. We have some interesting questions in this session. So let's try to do that one by one. Before getting into that, let me quickly introduce about myself. My name is Kabilan. I'm a mechanical engineer with 3 years of teaching experience in the field of management exams. I've also converted various Indian Institute of Management. And if you personally like my videos and stuff, you can also follow me on the Unacademy Learning app. This is my user ID where you can see all my special class videos and live class absolutely there, right? And if you want to personally ping me for all your queries, doubts, and clarifications, you can you can join my Telegram channel Unacademy_Kabilan where you can ask all your personalized doubts and clarifications so that you get clarified, right? And most importantly, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel, Unacademy CAT4MBA, and also our Telegram channel. And talking about the CAT T20 test series, it is happening, for 6 days, right from Monday to Saturday. So it started yesterday, that is on 22nd of March. So you'll be having 10 questions, guys, so that it's going to be a matter of 30 minutes. You can win rewards every day worth rupees 18,000, right? And most importantly, the timing, it is from 7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So today it's going to be 7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. sharp at 7, where you'll be given 10 questions. If you try to ace all the 10 questions right, you'll be winning exciting scholarships, right? So the detailed analysis will be provided on Sunday, right? So with that, we have the weekly scholarship test happening under an Academy Combat Challenge. It's going to be undoubtedly the India's largest scholarship test for CAT exams. You can take it live, compete with the best actually. And if you really want to register it, you can use my unlock code KABI10 to register now for free. And it is happening on the 28th of March, timing exactly at 12 p.m. That is on the next Sunday. And the most important thing here is you can identify and improve your weak areas through the detailed video solutions, right? So definitely it's going to be useful, guys. And if you top the chart in the scholarship test, you can win exciting scholarships up to 55 plus lakhs. Okay. And we have this iconic CAT 2021 where you will be put up with a personal mentor who will be guiding you throughout your CAT preparation, and a test analysis and reports will be made for you. We'll be concentrating on OMET's preparation, that is other management entrance test preparations as well. That is not only for CAT we'll be focusing, but also for MAT, SAT, SNAP, TISNET, TISMAT, GRE, GMAT, and various other management exams, right? So undoubtedly, all the benefits of Plus will be included here, and the mentor will be a graduate from the top P school, so that you will be assured with a proper guidance for your preparation, right? So we have the feature called Ask a Doubt, which you can simply click on the screen in the Unacademy Learning app. Just take a picture or a photograph of the question which you have doubts or clarifications. You can simply take a picture, crop it down to the specific question, and kindly don't forget to mention under which subject it falls under. For example, if you have doubts in selections or distributions, you can simply take a picture of it. Don't forget to mention it falls under the data interpretation topic, right? So from that, send it to us, sit tight, you'll receive the solution very soon. Okay. And here we have the students who aced the CAT with 99 percentile flying colors. And if you aspire to be one for the next year, you can start enrolling in our batches, which are starting on the 22nd of March. It's going to be the starter batch 2.0 for CAT 2021. 24th, it's going to be the absolute weekday morning batch for CAT 2021. And 27th, it is the round the clock batch for CAT 2021. Okay. So guys, these are the batches which are getting kick-started. And if you find flexible in any of the batches which are, favor for you, you can definitely enroll now. And most importantly, the price hike is happening soon. As I mentioned in all my previous classes, it's going to be real, which is happening in a couple of days. So if you enroll today, you'll be getting the benefits of before tariff. And if you try to delay further, then definitely it's going to be, unfortunately, after tariff implied on your subscription. Okay. So guys, if you're in a mood to get a subscription, simply go for the before tariff and do it. Okay. You can take my discount code KABI10 to get absolute 10% off. Okay. So that's it, guys. We'll quickly jump into the questions for today's session. Yeah. Yeah. So this is my very first question. In the part 2 of simple and compound interest, I have some compilation of interesting questions here. Hi Mohit, welcome to the session. Let's quickly jump into the questions. Come on, let's try to do this. And make sure if you have got answers for the respective questions, kindly don't forget to mention in the live chat so that I can able to acknowledge it, right? Come on, guys. Just shower in your live chat text. The first question it is, a microbes culturing lab has a dish of bacteria which is capable of multiplying itself in a minute. Okay. And they say that if the dish becomes full of bacteria in 40 minutes, in how many minutes it will be 1/4 full? That's your, come on. Just go for it, guys. An interesting question for you. So let's try to do this. Listen carefully. Logically, if you try to think, you will be getting the wrong answer. Let me do this for you. Listen, you have a dish in which you have some bacteria initially, but you're not very certain that how much bacteria you have, the quantity of bacteria you have in this dish. But you definitely know the fact that this bacteria, which is inside this dish, is capable of multiplying itself in a minute, right? Fine. So they said it is capable of multiplying itself in a minute means, let's say for example, in the first minute, if you have one bacteria, in the second minute, you'll be having two. In the third minute, you'll be having four. The number gets doubled. That's what it means, right? And they've given you the clear fact that if the dish becomes full of bacteria in 40 minutes, so can I say in 40 minutes, if the dish gets ultimately full of bacteria, yeah, it gets ultimately full of bacteria. So if that is the case, I just want to find in how many minutes it will be 1/4 full. For the people who didn't understand this statement, what they'll be doing here now, they'll be logically thinking like in 40 minutes, if it is getting full, then half full it's going to be 20 minutes and quarter full it's going to be 10 minutes. But that's not the case here. If you try to understand this statement, this clue, that will lead you the right answer. Listen very carefully. As I told you already, it simply doubles itself in every other minutes, right? So if that is the case, as I told you, in the very first minute, if you have X number of bacteria, in the second minute, you'll be having 2x number of bacteria. In the third minute, you'll be having the double of it, 4x amount of bacteria. In the fourth minute, you'll be having 8x. So it's going to be what? It's a power of 2 power n, right? Something like that. So if that is the case, can I say in 40 minutes, if it is getting full, then if I try to come back, then I try to go for the previous minute. That is at the end of 39th minute. At the end of 39th minute, it should have been half full. Is that clear, guys? If in 39th minute, if it was half full only, then at the end of 40th minute, the bacteria inside the dish would have been full, completely full. And if that is the case, then I can definitely say that at the end of 38th minute, the dish in the bacteria would have been 1/4 full. So in 38th minute, if it was 1/4 full only, then the very next minute, the number would have been doubled. That is, it would have become half full. That is in the 39th minute. And in the 39th minute, if it was half full only, the number, the amount, the quantity will be doubled so that this will become full at the end of 40th minute. Very simple, nothing to complicate here. A very interesting question again. So I would say the answer is option 4, none of these. And the exact answer for this question is what actually? That is in 38 minutes, the dish which is inside the bacteria, the bacteria inside the dish was 1/4 full. That's it. Yes. Come on, guys, give me a thumbs up if you're clear with this. Let's go for the next question. Come on. The next question for you. Try to do this. Again, you have a question where the population of the bacteria culture, they say that it doubles every 2 minutes. So in every 2 minutes, it doubles. For example, let's say at the start, you have X bacteria. At the end of 2 minutes, you'll be having 2X. At the end of 4 minutes, you'll be having 4X. So this is how it goes. So as I told you already, it's going to be something like with the powers of 2 power x, right? It will be something with the power of 2 power x. So if that is the case, can I say they're asking you approximately in how many minutes will it take for the population to grow from 1,000 to 5 lakh bacteria? Okay, if that is the case, listen very carefully. If you want it from 1,000 to 5 lakh bacteria, then it's going to be absolutely, initially if you have 1,000 bacteria, this wants to go with 5 lakh bacteria. So initially with this 1,000, if I try to multiply into 2 power x, why? Because it doubles, the timing, if you see the multiplication, it doubles actually. So it's going to be 2 power n, right? So let me take it as x or n, whatever the case may be. So with this 1,000, if you try to multiply 2 power n, this will approximately give you 5 lakh. Now, if I try to simplify this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 goes out. So can I say 2 power n is equal to 500? They're asking you approximately. So what for the value of n should I substitute here so that I'll be approximately getting a value which is sort of nearer to 500? So if at all, if I put n is equal to 9, if I put n is equal to 9, such that I know that 2 power 9 is actually 512, which is sort of approximately equal to 500. So then I can say n is equal to 9 means, and I know the fact that it doubles in every 2 minutes. If it doubles in every 2 minutes, it should be clearly understood that you need to simply do 9 into 2. That's it. So the answer for this question is option 4, 18 minutes. Listen very carefully, guys. I know the fact that the multiplication or the doubling process happens, right? So if the doubling process or the multiplication process happens, if it doubles, then it should be something like 2 power n. In the first minute, if it is 2, it becomes 4. Next it becomes 8. Next it becomes 16. Next it becomes 32. So it's getting like what? Double of it. So it should be 2 power n. This is something n is for doubling in every 1 minute. If it doubles in every 2 minutes, you need to simply multiply this 9 with 2. So if you try to do so, then it will take 18 minutes for the population of a bacteria to grow from 1000 to 1 lakh bacteria. That's it. Fine. So is that clear, guys? Yeah. Let's go for the next question. Come on. Let's try to do this. Go for it. So they say here the simple interest calculated for 2 years is rupees 3,600. Considering the same principal and the same interest rate, the compound interest for the second year is rupees 2,160. Fine. So you need to find what is the original principal amount. That's the question. Come on. Just go for it, guys. An important question again for you. So what we can do exactly here, listen very carefully. They say that the simple interest calculated for 2 years. You know the fact that, let me take this to be the simple interest and this column to be the compound interest. And let this be for the first year. Let this be for the second year. And let this be the total. So listen carefully. For 2 years in total, the simple interest what I've got here is 3,600, right? This is the total of simple interest which I calculated for 2 years. And they've also given, considering the same principal and same interest rate, the compound interest for the second year. For the second year, it is 2,160. So if that is the case, as I know already, when it comes to the simple interest, the interest which you calculate for every year will be the same. It will be the constant. It will not differ or it will not change. But the compound interest, the interest every year, it will be changing, right? So if that is the case, then can I say, if for the 2 years the total is 3,600 means, then for the first year it's going to be 1,800 and second year it is 1,800, right? Fine. So, and I also know the fact that when it comes to first year, for the first year, if your simple, if your principal and your interest are same for both simple and compound interest, then definitely for the first year, the interest which you calculate for both simple interest and compound interest will also be the same, right? So what will be the total you'll be getting here? It's going to be 0.693960. And this is not a question. They're asking you what is the original principal amount. You need to find what is the value of P. Fine. So what you can do exactly, if you want to find the value of P, first you need to find what is the rate of interest. So how to find it? Just by using these two. This is your final value. This is your initial value. So if you want to find what is the rate of interest, it's going to be 2160 minus 1800 divided by 1800 into 100. That's it. So this will give you the respective percent of the rate. If you do this, you'll be getting 360 divided by 1800 into 100. So this thing goes exactly 20. So the rate of interest for this question, it is 20%. And what I can simply do now, let me take for the simple interest here. I know that the simple interest for 1 year, it is 1800, which is equal to the principal. N is for 1 year and R is 20 divided by 100. That's it. So if you try to do so, this one goes exactly 90. So 90 into 100 will give you exactly 9,000. Undoubtedly, it's going to be option C. The original principal amount for the given question is 9,000, right? Is that clear, guys? Come on. Just give me a thumbs up if you're clear with this. Let's quickly jump into the next question for today's session. Come on. Yes, hi Ritika Agarwal. What is the minimum marks required in CAT to get 90 plus percentile? Yeah, definitely. I'll let you know. I've already made a video, the strategic video for the CAT. You can also see there, right? But let me try to clear you if you want to get, the minimum score if you want to cross 90 plus percentile in CAT. So if at all, if you want to cross 90 plus percentile, if you want to cross 90 plus percentile, then definitely you need to get a CAT overall score of more than 120 on an average basis. I'm talking about. Okay. So the overall score, if you can able to cross more than 120, then there is a possibility to cross a 90 percentile. You cannot definitely say that it should be 120 or more. Maybe it can be plus or minus 10 as well. Okay. So, but if you keep this 120 as a threshold and if you try to focus on this, then definitely this 90 percentile zone will be a closer target for you, right? So, if at all, if you can able to concentrate on the, Quant, LRDI and verbal parts, sure shot, you can get it right. Okay. 120 is what actually the maximum threshold score I'm talking about, the overall score, but it may be around maybe around 100 to 120. You can tentatively, keep it with a limit because percentile is something which purely depends on the mass performance of the complete students who are attending CAT, right? So definitely. Yes, Shai Pravanti, for this question you're talking about. So here if you see in this question, that PR square by 100 square formula is something, the difference between the compound interest and simple interest for 2 years, right? For 2 years they've given you, right? But here if you try to find it now, for that also you need to find the value of R. R you found it, it is 20%. And from this you can take PR square by 100 square. You can simply take a difference of it and try to multiply this. Okay. So definitely you can use PR square by 100 square for 2 years. Okay. You can use that as well. But what I simply did, I took the simple interest for 1 year and I simply got the value of P. Nothing to complicate with that. Right. That's it. I hope I've cleared Ritika Agarwal's question here. So if you want to get 90 plus percentile, definitely aim around 100 plus overall score. That will sure take you to the 90 plus zone. Okay, is that clear, guys? Just give me a thumbs up if you're clear with this. So we'll go for the next question. That is Jonathan decided to deposit half of his money in a simple interest scheme for 2 years. That fetched him an interest of rupees 1,200. Right. The other half was deposited in a compound interest scheme for a period of 2 years and fetched him an interest of rupees 1,380. Right. What was the amount of money that he had with him initially? That's your question. Guys, come on, guys, just try to do this. An interesting question again. Yeah. So what happens here? Jonathan, he have some certain amount of money. In that, he took half of that money and he deposited in a simple interest scheme for 2 years. So that he got the interest to be 1,200. So like in the same way, if I try to tabulate it, if I take the first column to be simple interest and second column to be the compound interest, and if I take this for the first year and second year, and let this to be the total, I know the fact that for a period of 2 years, the simple interest what Jonathan received here is 1,200. If that is the case, then it's going to be 600 for the first year, you would have got as a simple interest, and 600 for the second year. Like in the same way, the other half was deposited in a compound interest scheme for a period of 2 years again, and fetched him an interest of 1,380. As I know already that if you have the principal and rate of interest to be the same, then definitely the compound and simple interest for the first year, it's going to be the same year, right? So it's going to be 600. So if this is 600, it's going to be 780 second year. So ultimately, if you want to find the rate of interest, it's going to be 180 by 600 into 100. So this goes exactly 30%. The rate of interest is 30%. That's what you got, right? So what you have been asked, what was the money which you had into them initially? First, find what is the principal that's been invested in both the simple and compound interest scheme. The principal, it is nothing but if I take the simple interest for first year to be 600 is equal to principal into n is 1 and r is 30 by 100. If you try to do so, this goes exactly principal to be 2,000. 2,000 is one half that has been invested in simple interest. The again other 2,000, other half, it is also invested in compound interest. So total that is of 2,000 plus 2,000 will ultimately give you the total money which you had with them initially is rupees 4,000. That's it. So the answer it is option 4. 4,000 is the amount of money that he had with them initially, right? Yes. Is that clear, guys? Come on, just give me a thumbs up if you're clear. Let's go for the next question quickly. Yes. Ritika, you're still there, and I hope your doubt has been cleared. How about Sai Sravanti? Come on, guys. Just let me know. If you're not clear, then I'll try to help you a lot more. So next, the question is, in the beginning of the year 2004, a person invests some amount of money in the bank. Okay. And in the beginning of 2007, the accumulated interest is rupees 10,000. And in the beginning of 2010, the accumulated interest becomes 25,000. Right? The interest rate is compounded annually and the annual interest rate is fixed. You need to find what is the principal amount, right? Yes, yes, if it is for 3 years, no, see, for the formula which you have here, the difference between the compound interest and simple interest for 2 years, the formula which you have here is PR square by 100 square. If it is for 3 years, right, for every year we have a formula, right? So the difference between the compound interest and simple interest for 3 years, if you want to find. Right, for 3 years if you want to find, then the formula here is 3 into P R square by 100 square. plus P into R by 100 the whole cube. This is the formula that you need to use for the difference between the compound interest and simple interest for 3 years. Okay. Yes, definitely. If it is for 2 years, we can able to calculate it. For 3 years, if they ask you the difference between the compound interest and simple interest, this is the formula that we need to use. That is 3 times of PR square by 100 square plus P into R by 100 the whole cube, right? So if we can use this formula, it will be the easy for you, right? Clear? So we'll go for the question here. So they say what here in the beginning of the year 2004, right? In 2004 beginning, a person invests some amount in a bank, okay? And in the beginning of 2007, the accumulated interest is rupees 10,000. And in the beginning of 2010, the accumulated interest becomes 25,000. So the interest rate is compounded annually and the annual interest rate is fixed. You need to find what exactly is the principal amount. Come on guys, just go for it. Interesting question for you. What's going to be the right option for this? So what we can do exactly here? So you are asked to find the principal amount, and in the beginning of 2004, the principal which you have invested in a bank after 2004 means it's going to be 2004, 5, and 6 after 3 years, right? So right from 2004 to 2007 beginning, that is after 3 years, the interest what we have got here is that is the interest for 3 years. That is from in the beginning of 2004 to the beginning of 2007. What you have got here is rupees 10,000. Beginning of 2007 means at the end of 2006, right? End of 2006. And like in the same way, and in the beginning of 2010, that is if you want to find the interest for 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for 6 years, right? For 6 years. That is from the beginning of 2004 to the end of 2009. The interest what you have received here is 25,000. So let's say what we can do here. Let me take the principal to be X, or let me take the principal to be P. If P being my principal, if you try to find this, the amount for 3 years, if I try to find, that is P into 1 plus the rate of interest R by 100, the whole power 3, and the amount for 6 years, it's going to be P into 1 plus R by 100, the whole power 6. Right. So what I do here, from this amount for 3 years, that is P into 1 plus R by 100, the whole power 3. If I try to add the interest, which I calculated, that is, I'll be getting exactly sorry guys, there was a connectivity issue. I hope everything is fine. Yeah. So what we can do here exactly, that is the interest, the compound interest for 3 years, that is from 2004 to the end of 2006, it's going to be 10,000, and the compound interest for 6 years, that is from 2004 to 2009, that is from the end of 2009, it is 25,000. So can I say if P is the principal, the amount for the amount for 3 years, it is equal to, so with this amount for 3 years, if I try to add the compound interest for 3 years, then I'll be getting the, which is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100, the whole power 3, and the amount for 6 years is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100, the whole power 6, right? So fine. So if I try to add up, the interest for 3 years, I'll be getting exactly, if I take the rate of interest to be, 100 R%. If I take this to be 100 R%, such that I'll be getting 100 R. So can I say that the amount for 3 years, it is actually X into 1 plus R the whole cube, which is actually equal to X plus 10,000. That is nothing but the principal here, if I take X to be the principal, okay, if X is the principal, it's going to be X plus the interest that gives me the amount for 3 years. Like in the same way, if I go for amount for 6 years, right, amount for 6 years, it's going to be X into 1 plus R the whole power 6, which is actually equal to X plus 25,000, right? So further, if I take X plus 1, if I take 1 plus R but the whole cube to be A, then I'll be getting X into A is equal to X plus 10,000. Can I say if X comes to this side, if I take common outside, A minus 1 is equal to 10,000. Like in this way, if I go for amount for 6 years, I'll be getting X into A square minus X is equal to 25,000. Such that X is equal to A square minus 1 is equal to 25,000. From this, if I try to equate it, like, so I'll be getting X into A square minus 1 is equal to x into a minus 1 into a plus 1, which is actually equal to 25,000. I took this as what? A square minus b square, right? So if I try to expand it, this is a plus b into a minus b, right? So from this, a plus 1 is equal to 25,000 by 10,000. It's going to be 2.5. So a is equal to ultimately 0.5, right? Fine. So if I try to substitute it here, we have found the value of x is equal to a minus 1 is equal to 10,000. From this, can I say a is 1.5? So 1.5 minus 1, if it is, then it's going to be 0.5. So 10,000 divided by 0.5 if you do, you'll be getting this to be exactly 20,000. So the principal amount that has been invested here is option 3. 20,000 is exactly the amount which is invested. So that at the beginning of 2004 you got at the beginning of 2007 you got the interest to be 10,000, and in the beginning of 2010 the accumulated interest is 25,000, right? Next question, guys. Andrew left a will of rupees 32 lakhs between his two sons aged 5 and 15 such that they may get equal amounts when each of them reach the age of 20 years. Okay. The original amount of rupees 32 lakhs has been instructed to be invested at 10% simple interest. How much did the elder son get at the time of the will? That's a question. So let's say if I take x to be the amount elder son gets at the time of will, then what will be the case for the younger one? The younger one will be getting 32 minus x. So this is going to be the amount younger fellow will be getting at the time of. So this x is nothing but what? The principal that has been invested for the elder fellow. 32 minus x is nothing but the principal that is invested for the younger fellow. So can I say the amount? So for the elder fellow, only 5 years is left to take the money back with the interest. But for the younger fellow, you have 15 years left for the younger fellow to take the money back, such that when both of them they get the money back, they'll be getting the same amount of money, right? So if that is the case, then it's going to be the amount in 5 years will be equal to the amount made by the younger fellow in 15 years. That is the case. Amount is nothing but principal plus the interest. So the principal here for the elder fellow, it is x. So x plus the interest is x into a number of years is 5 and the rate of interest is 10 divided by 100, which is equal to, here the principal for the younger fellow, it is 32 minus x plus simple interest, that is principal 32 minus x into the number of years is 15 and the rate of interest is 10 divided by 100. Fine. So if you try to simplify this, you'll be getting exactly what? You'll be getting 100x plus 50x divided by 100, which is equal to 3200 minus 100x plus, if you try to multiply this thing, what you'll be getting exactly? Come on, try to solve this, guys. $480, 4,800 minus 150x divided by 100. So 100 goes away. So we'll be getting 150x is equal to, it's going to be what? 4,800, 5,000, 8,000 minus 250x. So we'll be getting 400x is equal to 8,000. That's that the value of x will be 20. So the amount the elder fellow will get at the time of will, it is 20 lakhs, and the younger fellow will be getting 12 lakhs. Okay, simple as that. Okay guys, we'll go for the next one. Come on. Rupees 3,903 is divided between Sunita and Surendran such that Sunita's share at the end of 9 years is equal to Surendran's share at the end of 11 years, compounded annually at the rate of 4%. You need to find what is the share of Sunita. So what we can do, if I take Sunita's share is actually the principal of Sunita, right? So the principal of Sunita into the interest, that is P into 1 plus R is nothing but 4 by 100, the whole power. For Sunita it is 9 years. This will be equal to Surendran's share, right? This is the principal of Surendran. So Surendran's share into 1 plus 4 by 100, the whole power 11, right? Now if you try to simplify this, Sunita share by Surendran's share is equal to 1 plus 4 by 100, the whole power 2 will be getting, right? Fine, so if you try to simplify this, you'll be getting, this goes exactly 25. So 26 by 25, the whole square it is 676 by 625, and they're asking you to find the share of Sunita. Share of Sunita is nothing but Sunita is equal to Sunita's share is equal to, this is the ratio of Sunita, that is 676 divided by the total ratio. It is 1,301 into the amount which is being shared by both. That is 3,903. This goes exactly 3 times, and the share, if you see, it's going to be 2,028. So 2,028 is actually the share of Sunita. If the amount of rupees 3,900 is divided between Sunita and Surendran such that the share of Sunita for 9 years is equal to the share of Surendran for 11 years. That's it, guys. Is that clear? Kindly give me a thumbs up if you're clear with this. Yes, with this we'll wind up the session, and I hope the session was interesting for you.